up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches back with another video. Today we're talking about duckies. I'm specifically going to be showing you how to do this white on white French tip look. I'm going to give you some tips because we obviously know how to do a French tip by now, and we do know how to do duckies, but I'm just fit to give you my best practices so that way this set can look as good as a set can look. Now, I do apologize for being gone for a week. I thought in my head that I could split this content up into 2 videos, but then I was like, dang, those 2 videos are honestly way too short to convey what I want to say. So we're going to keep them together and I'm just going to put all the tips in one video. So of course, when it comes to duckies, we obviously know that the shape is what matters. If your shape is not shaping, then the set is not going to look crisp and clean. And duckies already get such a bad rap that we don't need that in your life. We all know duckies is a superior shape. Don't argue with me, argue with your mammy or your granny or whoever agrees with you that duckies are ugly, okay? So of course, application needs to be on point. Now, when we go ahead and file this type of set, I do want y'all to know that what you're missing out on is using your e-file to its full advantage when it comes to duckies. As you guys can see, yes, I'm enhancing the C curve, but what I'm really doing is pushing slightly forward so I can kind of carve out the front of the nail. You see, I'm kind of like carving out. Now, I'm not doing a full-on moon cut. I'm not even doing anything like close to a moon cut for real, but what I am doing is giving it the neatest appearance possible. I'm making sure the tip is thinned out. I'm making sure that underneath the side walls is nice and neat. That's what I'm doing when I'm going underneath the nail. Do not skip these steps. I'm telling you, if your duckies seem to be very mushy looking or marshmallowy looking, you know, just unshaped, kind of like thick blobs, I'm telling you right now, you need to be using your e-file a little bit better. Now, you don't have to use your e-file on a higher speed to get this done. You can't use it on a lower speed unless you have like a low quality drill. You might need to turn it up just a touch, but you want to still maintain control of your e-file and maintain control of how much are you carving out of the nail. You want to be able to have a nice flawless cuticle area and the sidewalls too. You guys seen how when I do the cuticles, I'm going around the whole entire nail. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going around the part of the cuticle area that's right underneath the knuckle, right under the wrinkles. I'm going around the whole thing, okay? And that right there is how we debulk and how we have better retention, okay? So if that's not enough, all right, if you thought that was enough, it's not enough because we need to check from all angles to make sure our shape is shaping. I'm telling you right now, especially for duckies, if you don't make sure these are symmetrical, if you don't make sure that after you carved out the front, that both sides of the nail are symmetrical, it's gonna be funny looking, okay? So you guys see how I'm not really doing a moon cut. I'm just making sure I have a nice, crisp, clean shape from all angles. Y'all, this really changed the game. For me, this is one of those tips that I haven't quite given anybody, but I have been doing, and honestly, it's gonna change the game. Like if you thought your duckies was duckying and killing the game before, they for surely gonna kill it after, okay? So of course, we're gonna go into just our standard shaping and filing. We already did the finish filing, so now we are going to shape the nail because I did such a good job with the e-file and application that, honey, I don't even have to do this step if I don't want to, but we do it because that's what you're supposed to do. And you know, at the end of the day, it does make sure that everything is nice and even. But do you see how little work I actually have to do with the file? Yeah. I also want to point out I do have duck tips on my Amazon storefront. I believe that's linked in the description below. It's also linked on my Instagram if you're interested on where to get some good flare tips, okay? I'm not talking about flip that tip upside down, use a straight tip to make it. No, baby. These is real deal duck tips, okay? Okay. Now, leave me a comment below on are duckies your favorite or your worst shape? Because I'm not going to lie. I be seeing on all these little websites and Instagram pages talking about what's the worst shape of 2025. And they come for duckies so hard, but I honestly really think that when people see them done in a nice shaped way with the cute design, nobody really says they hate them. They might give you a backhanded compliment, but they're not going to say they hate them, okay? So, of course, we need to buff because if you didn't know, buffing not only gets rid of all the excess, you know, dusties and crusties in the crevices of the nails, but it allows a smooth surface. So you can go and paint from here, but I like to paint on top of top coat because for me personally, you are going to get the smoothest design. The polish is not going to sink into crevices, especially when you use acetone to correct mistakes. It's going to glide, and it is just such a quick way to get the smooth surface. I don't want to be buffing with oil on the nail and have to go in with acetone. Is not one step, buff and top coat. This is what it's looking like just purely without nothing. I do want to point out, right? So for this design, let's get into design. When you're doing white on white, you need a background that is going to be very pale in comparison to the actual French tip white. This white polish that I'm using is called Snow White by Gelixir. Literally the only white polish I use, my favorite. Now the background color, I did forget to mention, this is a custom made white. I personally call this is my clear white. This is the milkiest white that I offer, but something comparable, you can use the Young Nails Milky White. Well, okay, it's called Young Nails Core White, but that is a white you can use as a milky white. It's gonna give you an effect of this like grayish see-through white in the background. That is what you need. If you use a regular Coke white, this is not going to give you the white on white French tip effect that you're looking for, okay? Let me repeat that. If you use just a plain Coke white, you are not gonna get this effect. If you don't have the funds to go out and get yourself a Young Nails Core White or any sort of like milky, because these type of colors, they're hard to get now. All you need to do is mix it yourself. So I would definitely suggest doing obviously more clear than white, especially when it's Coke white. So let's say if you're using like an old jar that's like a 1 ounce or 2 ounce jar, you will want to fill that jar up about a quarter of the way of white and the rest with clear. I'm telling you right now, that is like how you are going to get the type of ratio to where you have a white that still has pigment but has this type of tint to it. Okay, now when we're doing the French tips, you guys are going to see me point the finger up to the sky, to the good Lord himself, and that is to make sure that I am not getting any blind spots. That's to make sure that the shape of my smile line looks great. I personally don't let the clients determine the smile line because, to be quite honest with you, I have like a standard French that I do, and that's just what I do, unless somebody like specifically asks like, oh, I wanted this or that. But the clients really don't ask for that. They French is pretty much French as long as you do a good job. Okay, now for duck shapes, I do suggest that you kind of keep it a little bit more on just the standard like oval, not anything too narrowed, okay, because we do have a flared shape and we want to accentuate that. But you're going to want to make sure that you compare each nail, of course. That's just standard practice when we're doing French. But again, if you're not, point the hand to the Lord, point it sky high so you can really see how well all the smile lines are doing, where they're facing. Compare each nail to each other. I'm telling you, it doesn't take a long time to do these once you're experienced, but there are little tricks and tips that you guys can use to get the best French possible. And I think I do have a couple of French tip videos on my channel already. Now, what you want to do is get you a really good brush. I do have a coupon code for Not Polish. You can find the link in the coupon code. All that stuff is in my bio of my Instagram or right here in the description to get you some money off. They have some really good nail art brushes. I use the fine lines brush, I believe. Honestly, I'm not a person who likes a super duper long nail art brush. I like just kind of like a little medium brush, you know what I'm saying? Gets the job done. It'll change your life when you find the right length of nail art brush. And after that, of course, we're gonna top coat. What I did was re-accentuate the C curve underneath because polish will dull your shape a little bit. And baby, that is that. We have the final result. Hopefully all this advice helped you guys. I've been working on this video for a doggone week. I don't know why I didn't just combine all the clips, but here we are. I hope you guys liked. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe. Listen, leave me a comment below, and y'all already know I'll see you in the next video.